Greetings, my name is Chamomile and this is an exploration of the entire galaxy sector by sector. Today we're looking at Morshdine Sector in the 10th Crimson Dagger Command of the Trans-Hydean region of the Outer Rim. The first planet we're talking about is Idusa, a minor industrial world mainly famous because the Sith Empire enslaved it during the Great Galactic Wars, but Leontine Saresh organized an uprising that threw the Empire off the planet. They subsequently rejoined the Republic, and she went on to become Supreme Chancellor during the Second and Third Great Galactic Wars. Under Republic tradition, Morshdine Sector is the domain of the Utula species, given to them to rule according to their own law and traditions. The Utulan are an aquatic species ruled by a theocratic monarchy. You don't normally get such openly dictatorial sector governments in Republic sectors incorporated during the Old Republic era, after the Republic had started defining itself by its democratic institutions, in opposition to the aristocratic tyranny of the Tianese hegemony, the Hutt Empire, and the Sith Empire. Records don't say how Utula joined the Republic, but I'm guessing they got a pass on the whole theocracy thing, because the Republic wanted more presence near Sith space to serve as a buffer for the Inner Rim and core. The monarchy was overthrown in the late Republic era by the Revolutionary Purist Council, a more radically theocratic faction who disliked the ways in which the monarchy had drifted away from the allegedly stricter traditions of times past. In practice, most people claiming their ancestors used to be stricter about religious laws are usually lying. Religious traditions always have a rigid core of strict adherence surrounded by many people who obey some, but not all, of the precepts. In any case, Princess Fulukula was the only survivor of the monarchy and retreated to Dur Saban, a planet inhabited by sapient sea serpents, also called the Dur Saban, and made an alliance with a smuggler named Vilmar Grark. Grark. Anyway, that smuggler bombed the Capitol building, killing most of the Revolutionary Purist Council in one strike. Despite being a species homeworld, Utula apparently has a puny population, because bombing just one building caused the revolutionary government to surrender pretty much instantly. There's something to be said for shock and awe, but that still indicates a total population of like 1 million people tops. I don't know why the Dur Saban don't get their own sector. They have hands and stuff. They seem perfectly capable of interacting with galactic society. The Tan Green are also allegedly a sentient species of Morshdine Sector. They have no physical description, so as usual, I suspect this is a planetary demonym mistaken for a species name, although there is a pretty good reason for why these guys may have never integrated into the Republic. The surface of their world is pretty barren and lifeless, and they live as nomads moving from one cave network to another, living off the fungal ecosystems in those caves, and moving on before they deplete one cave network too much for it to recover. This is the kind of civilization that could be invisible to Republic explorers popping down to check for habitability and inhabitants. The story goes that the Tan Green were enslaved by the Empire in order to build an ISB regional headquarters on the planet, and in order to avoid interference with ISB operations, the Tan Green were hunted down and totally eradicated. Especially for a culture who spend most of their time living in caves, I find it really unlikely that the Imperials got all of them. Orbital bombardment is of limited use against people who live underground, and sending stormtroopers into the caves to kill them all would have gotten a lot of them, but it would have been super easy for pockets of survivors to slip through the cracks in the labyrinthine tunnels. There's no word of any survivors in the New Republic era, but it's not like they would be super eager to send a message off-world to let aliens know they're still alive, nor has the New Republic dedicated a ton of resources to finding any survivors.